Hello everyone. My name is Debashish Mukherjee. I am associated with IMC International Management Consultancy as a trainer, consultant and mentor towards areas like total quality management, lean procedure, Six Sigma methodology and other related areas. International Management Consultancy is an expert and globally renowned organization towards different kinds of training, helping professionals across the industry and globe to develop skills and expertise to get recognition and growth in the corporate world. IMC is one of the leading training providers and spreading the training facility amongst candidates based at different geographic. In this complete e-learning session, we are going to learn the concept of ISO 9001 2015 and lead auditor. Our total learning would be divided into various modules. Module 1, which we are going to start today, we would segregate into three separate e-learning modules. So, let us start. So let us start module 1 of our e-learning session of the ISO 9001 2015 and lead auditor. In this module, we are going to understand details about quality management system process, principles, and resource preview. The quality management system is a collection of business processes focused on consistently meeting customer requirements and enhancing their satisfaction. It is aligned with an organization's purpose and strategic direction, which is laid down by ISO 9001 2015. It is expressed as the organizational goals and aspirations, policies, processes, documented information, and resources needed to implement and maintain it. Early quality management systems emphasized predictable outcomes of an industrial production line using simple statistics as applicable and random sampling. In QMS or quality management system, focus is always on team cooperation and dynamics, especially the early signaling of problems via a continual improvement cycle. Modern quality management system has tended to converge with sustainability and transparency initiatives, as both investor and customer satisfaction and perceived quality are increasingly tied to these factors. Of QMS regimes, the ISO 9000 family of standards is probably the most widely implemented worldwide, applying to both quality and sustainability and their integration. ISO 9001 is a standard that sets out the requirements for a quality management system. It helps businesses and organizations to be more efficient and improve customer satisfaction. ISO 9001 2015 brings quality management and continual improvement into the heart of an organization. The new standard is an opportunity for organizations to align their strategic direction with their quality management system and means that it can be used to help enhance and monitor the performance of an organization. Adherence to and regular verification of ISO 9001 requirements leads to more efficiency and better performance. The need for and the benefits of a quality management system process. A quality management system or QMS is defined as a formalized system that documents processes, procedures, and responsibilities for achieving quality policies and objectives. Main ingredients of a QMS process are benefits of QMS, ISO 9001 2015 and other QMS standards, elements and requirements of a QMS, establishing and implementing a QMS, industrial influence on quality and standardization, and QMS resources. Benefits of quality management system. Implementing a quality management system affects every aspect of an organization's performance. Benefits of a documented quality management system include meeting the customer's requirements, meeting also the organization's requirements. These benefits offer additional advantage, including defining, improving, and controlling processes, reducing waste from the process, preventing mistakes, lowering cost, facilitating and identifying training opportunities, engaging staff, setting organization-wide direction, and communicating a readiness to produce consistent results. ISO 9001 2015 and other QMS standards. In ISO 9001 2015, it is the most recognized and implemented quality management system standard in the world. ISO 9001 2015 specifies the requirements for a QMS that organizations can use to develop their own programs. Other standards related to quality management system include the rest of the ISO 9000 series, like ISO 9000 and 9004, the ISO 14001 series, which is the environmental management systems, ISO 13485, which is quality management system for medical devices, and ISO 19011, auditing management system, and ISO TS 16949, which is quality management systems for automotive related products. Elements and requirements of a QMS. The elements of all systems have in common include the organization's quality policy and quality objectives, quality manual, procedures, instructions and records, data management, internal processes, customer satisfaction from product quality, improvement opportunities, and quality analysis. Establishing and implementing a QMS. The basic steps to implement a quality management system are as follows. 1. Designing. Second, build. Third, deploy. Fourth, control. Fifth, measure. Sixth, review. And the seventh or the last one is improve. Now let us try to understand all these steps in short. Design and build. The design and build portions serve to develop the structure of a QMS, its processes and plans for implementation. What is deploy? Deployment is the best served in a granular fashion by breaking each process down into sub-processes and educating staff on documentation, education, training tools, and metrics. Control and measure. Control and measurement are two areas of establishing a QMS that are largely accomplished through routine, systematic audits of the quality management system. And what are review and improve? Review and improve detail how the results of an audit are handled. Industrial influence on quality and standardization. The history of quality can trace its roots back centuries when craftsmen began organizing into unions called guilds. When the Industrial Revolution came, early quality management systems were used as standards that controlled products and process outcomes. The Americans' response to the quality revolution in Japan gave birth to the concept of total quality management, which is popularly known as TQM. It is a method for quality management that emphasize not only statistics but approaches that embrace the entire organization. The rise of quality management systems, if we want to discuss, in the late 20th century, independent organizations began producing standards to assist in the creation and implementation of quality management systems. It is around this time that the phrase total quality management began to fall out of favor. Development of quality management system standards. Any digital quality management system or QMS evolution project should be seen as an opportunity to improve quality within your organization. These are carried out ideally in 10 steps. Number 1, carry out an internal organization audit. Taking an inventory of your current system is a vital step before investing in any long-term project. All quality management processes, from document management to concrete processes, need to be analyzed thoroughly. Point number 2, measure return on investment. Return on investment is a key metric for decision making and gives an overall idea of the project's performance. Point number 3, get stakeholders on board. There is no point in having an approach to quality in place unless it is supported by management and implemented throughout the organization. Point number 4, set a policy and objective. An important aspect of a quality approach is to clearly define a policy and articulate it as specific and concrete objectives. Some of the potential objectives might include improve customer satisfaction, increase market access, expand the company footprint, bring a new added value for product effectiveness and safety, and increase responsiveness and competitiveness. To discuss few more examples of policies and objectives, optimize operational efficiencies, implement a lean quality management plan, integrate complete traceability, reduce risk, increase visibility into quality process and the purposes they serve in the organization, gain insights from real-time data, improve assessments and quality control, ensure regulatory compliance, reduce cost, and enhance the culture of quality within your organization. Point number 5, assemble a team to steer the project. Once the quality goals have been established, the next step is putting a team in place to guide the project till completion. Point number 6, assess the requirements and draw up technical and functional specifications. The detailed analysis of the current quality system performed in step 1 helps you to access or assess your company's requirement. Point number 7, choose the software. With your company's requirements delineated, it is time to choose the most suitable software solution. Key factors to look are functionality. By looking at the scope of the solution, you can ascertain whether it meets not only your organization's current quality needs, but also future ones. It is important that the solution you choose integrates quality process. The software's operational power. A digital quality management system can reduce the time it takes to locate documents, improve access and sharing of documents, and increase data security, just to name a few. Updates. The software solution provider should offer regular updates to ensure that your system always remains compliant with changing regulations. Support. When relying on an external partner for services such as software validation, maintenance, and user training, it is always important to make sure that the supplier also offers expert support from specialists in the field. Software validation. Life sciences companies are required to integrate a validation step that complies with regulatory requirements. Validation is needed through the software's life cycle, from the start of the project and throughout the implementation. Coming to step number 8 for the development of the QMS standards, which is selecting a licensing model. You want to ensure each user has the type of access that is required for their role. Most QMS systems provide two levels of access, having the two different types of user rights, full access, or you want to give a limited access. Point number 9, deploy the software. If necessary, deployment of the software will include integrating with all your existing businesses. And the last one, train the users. Training, you have to remember, is always a very crucial process and crucial step in any organization. And its duration will depend on the size of your solution as well as the number of employees needing to be trained. ISO 9000 series of standards. ISO 9000 is defined as a set of international standards on quality management and quality assurance developed to help companies effectively document the quality system elements needed to maintain an efficient quality system. They are not specific to any one industry and can be applied to organizations of any size. ISO 9000 versus 9001. ISO 9000 is a series or family of quality management standards, while ISO 9001 is a standard within the family. The ISO 9000 family of standards also contains an individual standard named ISO 9000. What are the ISO 9000 series of standards? The ISO 9000 family contains these standards. ISO 9001-2015, which is the latest one, which talks about quality management systems requirements. ISO 9000-2015, it talks about the fundamentals and the vocabulary definitions. ISO 9004-2018, it talks about the quality of an organization's guidance to achieve, sustain. ISO 9000 series of standards success, continuous improvement. For that, we need to have ISO 19011-2018, which lays down the guidelines for auditing management systems. ISO 9000 history and the revisions, starting from ISO 9000, 2000, 2008, and 2015. ISO 9000, 2000 revisions, or rather, it refers to the ISO 9000 update released in the year 2000. It is self-explanatory. It has 5 goals. Meet stakeholder needs, be usable by all sizes of organizations, be usable by all sectors, be simple and clearly understood, and connect quality management systems to business processes. ISO 9000 2015 principles of quality management and the ISO 9000 2015 and ISO 9001 2015 standards are based on 7 quality management principles that senior management can apply to promote organizational improvement. They are customer focus, which we have discussed many times by this time, leadership, engagement of people, process approach, improvement to the process, evidence based decision making, and relationship management. 30 years of ISO 9000. 30 years of ISO 9000 standards. The ISO 9000 series of standard celebrated its 30th anniversary in 2017. First published in March 1987, ISO 9001 Quality Management System, which laid down the requirements, has become the most successful standard in the history of the International Organization for Standardization. ISO 9001 certification. Remember, ISO 9001 is the only standard within the ISO 9000 family to which the organizations can certify. What are the resources for ISO 9000 and other standards? Over a 3-year period, quality management system has improved itself from inside out, and they have become ISO certified in the process. The resources for ISO 9001 and other standards, as I said, certifying the certifier. Over a 3-year period, quality management companies improved itself from inside out and became ISO certified in the process. Prescription for community-based healthcare includes ISO 9001. The community therapy clinic demonstrates how ISO 9001 principles can provide a framework for a community model of care delivery and patient safety. Agricultural firms gain competitive edge with USDA's ISO 9001 based verification program. The US Department of Agriculture's Process Verified Program uses the ISO 9001-2000 standard to evaluate the quality management systems of agricultural businesses. And US Air Force earns high-flying results with quality management specification for suppliers. Continuous improvement in public schools through ISO 9001 and 1000. ISO 9001 is defined as the international standard that specifies requirements for a quality management system for an organization. ISO 9001 was first published in 1987 by the International Organization for Standardization, an international agency composed of the national standard bodies of more than 160 countries. The current version of ISO 9001 was released in September 2015, and now we call it ISO 9001-2015. ISO 9001-2015 applies to any organization, regardless of its size or industry. More than 1 million organizations from more than 160 countries have applied for the ISO 9001 standard requirements to their quality management systems. Organizations of all types and sizes find that using the ISO 9001 standard helps them to organize process, improve the efficiency of the process, and continuously improve. ISO 9001 is based on TDCA, or plan, do, check, act methodology as devised by one of our quality guru, Edward Deming, which provides a process-oriented approach to documenting and reviewing the structure, responsibilities, and procedures required to achieve effective quality management in an organization. Specific sections of the standard contain information on many topics. To name a few, number one, requirements for a quality management system. Number two, responsibilities of the management in the organization. Number three, management of resources. Number four, product realization. And number five, measurement analysis and improvement. Key updates in ISO 9001-2015 include the introduction of some new terminology, restructuring some of the information, and emphasis on risk-based thinking to enhance the application of the process approach. Globally, there is a current evolution which is very strongly going on, that in any forms of quality management, total quality management, maybe it is ISO, maybe it is Six Sigma initiative, maybe it is capability maturity model, CMMI, we should always have a risk-based analysis done in the organization. Next, improved applicability for services and increased leadership requirements. What are the benefits of ISO 9001? Because ISO 9001 specifies the requirements for an effective quality management system, organizations might find that using the following standards helps them. First, organize a quality management system. Number two, create more satisfied customers, management, and employees. Next, continually improve their processes with consistency and persistence, and save cost. In Nevada, the Clark County School District, just to give an example, used ISO 9001 to save $174 million over 10 years in actual expenditures and cost avoidance. More than 3,000 employees were trained to the standards, enabling three critical components of the system's success, that is training, communication and respect, and efficiency. ISO certifications. Organizations shall consider the following as they begin preparing for an ISO 9001 quality management system certification. That includes registered cost for ISO 9001, current level of conformance, understand the gaps, understand voice of the customer or the dissatisfactions of the customer, amount of resources, dedication from employees, and the amount of support that is needed. Achieving ISO 9001-2015 certification means that an organization has demonstrated the following: that it follows the guidelines of the ISO 9001 standard, it fulfills its own requirements, the organization meets customers' requirements and statutory and regulatory requirements, it maintains proper documentation, and finally, the organization maintains all evidence showing what they do, they write, and what they write, they do. This is the basic of ISO. In this international standard, the following verbal forms are used, and we will continue using this in our total module discussions. Shall indicates a requirement. Should indicates a recommendation. May indicates a permission. Can indicates a possibility or a capability. And the note is for guidance in understanding or clarifying the associated requirements. Each organization must define its own verbal terms according in their quality manual as per their applicability and usefulness. What are the benefits of implementing ISO 9001-2015? ISO introduced the first draft of new standard in 2014, and complete standard was released in September 2015, which focuses more on documented information. The ISO 9001-2015 certification does not certify products of the company. It only focuses on working methodology that forces an organization to establish quality management system. That is, the focus is always on the process part. In 9001, it is ISO 9001 is by far the world's most popular quality management system standard, and many organizations in around 178 countries worldwide have implemented this standard. ISO 9001-2015 is the fifth edition of the 9001 standard. It replaces the fourth edition, that is 9001-2008, which was validated till January 2017. All organizations that were certified to ISO 9001-2008 need to upgrade their quality management system certification as per ISO 9001-2015 as soon as possible. It helps all kind of organizations to succeed through improved customer satisfaction, employee or staff motivation, and continual improvement. Training in the ISO 9001 standard. Training can provide an opportunity to review where an organization is currently and what need to be done to attain the ISO 9001-2015 compliance. Professionals responsible for developing, implementing, and auditing and managing an ISO quality management system, or quality professionals interested in updating their documented ISO 9001 based QMS, can take ISO 9000 related training courses. These includes courses focused on ISO 9001 and quality management systems. Previous versions of ISO 9001, originally published in 1987, ISO 9001 underwent revisions in 1994, 2000, and 2008. As we have discussed earlier, the latest revision was published in September 2015. ISO 9001-1994 included changes to improve the control of design and development clause, as well as provide some other clarification. The 1994 series also slightly modified the role of ISO 9002 and 9003. The ISO 9001-2008 revision sought to clarify issues raised during the application of ISO 9001. What are the main line of difference between ISO 9001 2008 and 9001 2015? Clause by clause, if we discuss, introduction remains the same, scope remains the same, normative reference in 2008 remains normative reference in 2015. Terms and definitions in 2008 version remains terms and definition in 2015 version. Quality management system in 2008 has been divided into two, that is context of the organization and leadership. Management responsibility ideally has been described under leadership and planning. Quality management system in 2008 has been changed to context of the organization. And management responsibility in 2008 has been broken up into two areas, that is leadership and planning. Resource management in 2008 has led to support in 2015. Product realization in 2008 has been referred as operation in 2015, and measurement, analysis, and improvement has been segregated into performance evaluation and improvement in 2015. The first three clauses, as we discussed in 9001 and 2015, are largely the same as those in 9001 2008. But there are considerable differences between ISO 9001 and 2008 and 2015 from the fourth clause onwards, which we have already stated. The last 7 clauses are now arranged according to the PDCA cycle, that is Plan, Do, Check, Act. Major different terminology used in 2008 and 2015. The terminology products that used in 2008, in 2015 we state that as products and services. In 2008, whatever we discussed as documentation, quality manual, documented procedures, records, and instructions are now in 2015 called documented information. Work environment in 2008, this terminology is now defined in 2015 or discussed as environment for the operation of process. The terminology monitoring and measuring equipment in 2008, in 2015 we understand that as monitoring and measuring resources. The terminology purchase product in 2008, in 2015 we defined it as externally provided products and services. And the terminology supplier in 2015 we identified that as external provider. ISO 9001-2015 certification is done by a recognized, accredited certifying body. The ISO 9001 certificate is issued for a period of ideally 3 years after successful completion of the pre-assessment and the registration of the final assessment. There would be a surveillance audit either once in 6 months or once in a year. Organization has the option to select the frequency of the surveillance audit. On completion of 3 years after issuance of the certificate, a renewal audit would be conducted by the certification body, and if compliance is okay, the validity of the certificate would be extended for another 3 years. The organization irrespective of manufacturing or service industry, can get several benefits of implementing ISO 9001-2015 quality management system. Some of them are listed. Number one, improvement in internal system of functioning. Number two, developed quality plan. Number three, global market access. Four, independent of personal competency and high reliability. Cost saving. ISO 9001-2015 quality management system certification helps optimize operations. Next, enhanced customer satisfaction. ISO 9001-2015 quality management system certification helps enhance customer satisfaction and increase sales. Access to new markets. ISO 9001-2015 quality management system certification helps prevent trade barriers and opens up global markets. Increased market share. ISO 9001-2015 quality management system certification gives competitive advantage to an organization against others. ISO 9001 consultancy could usually be provided in two ways, on-site and off-site consultancy. In the off-site consultancy, experienced consultants provide all help to the client through possibly webinar training and off-site documentation, as well as help through emails and chat on telephone and or internet. The steps for on-site consultancy are as follows. Micro-level service at your organization, micro-level service in your organization, providing documentation kit, awareness training program, preparing quality policies, establishing quality objectives, document finalization, implementation and record keeping, and auditor training and mock auditing. First internal audit in presence of consultants, ISO 9001 auditors. Implementation of first management review. These are all part of the on-site way of audit. Documentation finalization, implementation and record keeping, application to certification body or the certifying body, closing of internal audit findings, help during certification audit, closing the finding of audits by the certification body. What are the benefits of ISO 9001 quality management system? The consultants would help the clients to develop quality management system according to 8 principles of management. That is, customer-focused organization, leadership, involvement of people, ensuring a process approach, continuous improvement, systems approach to management, factual approach to decision making, mutually beneficial supplier relationship. Some of the points to be considered in implementing ISO 9001-2015 are the quality manual, quality procedures, quality plan, quality policy, quality objectives preparations, production and service planning, product or service inspection, verification and testing, prevention and breakdown maintenance of equipment, vendor selection and their revaluation, product storage to preserve their quality, reviewing customer inquiries and orders, customer feedback and handling mechanisms, and employee competence review and their periodic training. The most recent ISO 9001-2015 standard is constructed around 7 quality management principles. We have discussed this earlier also, but again I want to re-emphasize. One is customer focus, leadership, engagement of people, process approach, improvement to the process, evidence-based decision making, that is data-based, fact-based decision making, and relationship management. There is more emphasis in ISO 9001-2015 on measuring and properly assessing the input and output of a process. One must also clearly check whether good articles come out of the production process. Deming's PDCA cycle. Most probably all of you or most of you already are aware of this PDCA cycle, that is the Plan, Do, Check, Act, which was devised by Sir Edward Deming, one of our quality guru, that whatever we do, we plan first in the organization, then we do, then we check that whether the planning and the doing are commensurate to each other, and then we act upon that, again go to the planning. So this PDCA or Plan, Do, Check, Act goes in a vicious cycle in an organization process. To discuss about this plan part a bit in detail, the plan establishes the objectives of the system and its process, and the resources needed to deliver results in accordance with customers' requirements and the organization's policy, and identify and address risks and opportunities. What is the do part? The do part simply is about implementation of what was planned. Check, monitor, and where applicable, measure processes and the resulting products and services against policies, objectives, requirements, and planned activities, and report the results. And act, to take actions to improve the performance as necessary and applicable. Risk-based thinking, which I have already discussed, risk-based thinking as a core of ISO 9001-2015. Risk-based thinking has a very important place in ISO 9001-2015. One is now strongly encouraged as an organization to use risk analysis in order to decide which challenges are seen in the management of the business process. To emphasize their dominance, the concept of risk occurs 48 times in ISO 9001-2015 compared with only 3 times in ISO 9001-2008. Risk-based thinking is essential for achieving an effective quality management system. To conform to the requirements of this international standard, an organization needs to plan and implement actions to address risks and opportunities. Addressing both risks and opportunities establishes a basis for increasing the effectiveness of the quality management system. achieving improved results, and preventing negative effects. Risk is the effect of uncertainty, and any such uncertainty, if happens, can have a dire negative effect on the organization. How do companies transition from ISO 9001 2008 to ISO 9001 2015? First, baseline measurement. Perform a baseline measurement in your organization. Second, plan of approach. Draw up a plan based on the baseline measurement. Third, implementation. Implement the changes in accordance with the plan of approach. Fourth, auditing and process analysis. Measure whether the changes have had the desired effect. Certification. Have your organization certified according to ISO 9001 2015. And communication with interested parties. Show your interested parties not just the certificate, but also show them the result with pride. In this part of our Module 1 learning, I will stop over here. This has been our first part. The total Module 1 being large, we have segregated into totally 3 modules. So this is the first part that we have learned. The next 2 parts will be in subsequent modules. That is Module 1 Part 2, Module 1 Part 3. This has been Module 1 Part 1. Okay? So more learning in our subsequent modules. So thank you very much everybody for your time. Bye.